Coming up on this week's news, the author of the Wiring Regs, the IET, steps in as cross-pavement EV charging rolls out across the UK. We meet the electricians who have single-handedly reinvented the lightning conductor process, and what's the worst day you've ever had on the tools? Installers share their war stories. Welcome to Electrical News Weekly in association with Shelly, helping electricians offer smarter buildings and better energy management. Shelly's range of smart relays, sensors and control devices makes it easy to add automation without the cost and disruption of rewiring. Whether you're listening in the van, on-site or down at the wholesale counter, I'm Joe Robinson and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. And if you think you've spotted the two words that I've been challenged to slip into this week's show, comment with them below for the chance to win this exclusive cap branded with friends of the show, Quickwire and Chump Tools. And while you're there, click the links in the show notes to check out what our sponsors offer. On the show notes webpage, you'll also find our bonus stories section covering a wide range of subjects. It's definitely worth a read, and stay tuned to the end of the show to catch up on our regular features, including the weather from Fox CSS, Learner of the Week with Excess Training, and the lighter side of the news from Quickwire. The author of the Wiring Regs, the IET, has stepped in as cross-pavement EV charging begins to roll out across the UK. As more councils approve pavement cable gullies for EV charging, electricians are being warned that these installs are about much more than avoiding a trip hazard. A new IET advisory says the biggest danger could be electric shock. It says your first job is to check the situation with your local authority. Most installs need highway approval, and you'll need to know who owns the pavement before you reach for the disc cutter and start hacking into it like a meringue. Then comes the electrical design. One of the biggest issues is simultaneous contact. That's where someone can touch an EV or charger connected to one earthing system while also touching a nearby lighting column, telecoms cabinet, or other metal street furniture connected to a different earthing arrangement. The IET says you should keep different earthing systems at least 2.5 meters apart wherever possible. It also says don't assume an open pen detection device solves everything. It doesn't. The paper is clear. An OPDD protects against certain pen faults, but it cannot replace a simultaneous contact assessment. Heat is another concern. EV charging leads sitting in shallow metal cable channels can get much hotter than cables in free air. On a sunny day, tarmac can hit 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, which dramatically reduces a cable's current carrying capacity. For example, a 6mm single-phase charging lead rated at 44 amps in free air could be limited to around 25 amps at 50 degrees C once correction factors are applied. And don't forget voltage drop either. The charging lead counts too, especially on longer runs. Finally, remind customers that these cables live in a hostile environment. There's water, for a start, mud, road grit, foxes, rodents. They should remove the lead after charging whenever possible and inspect it before every use. The IET says to remember that a cable gully isn't just a bit of civil engineering. Treat it like any other EV installation. Check the permissions, assess the earthing, size the cable properly, and don't rely on an OPDD to solve problems it wasn't designed to fix. I'll pop a link to the full advisory in the show notes. For kit you can rely on to solve problems it was designed to fix, take a look at the latest range of power tools from DeWalt. With tools created specifically for the electrical industry, they're tested on-site and in the hardest possible ways. Dropped, covered in dust, abused and driven to the absolute limits, so they'll keep working exactly when you need them to. Two Welsh electricians have patented a new process for lightning protection systems after some industry experts told them it couldn't be done. David James and Ross Miller developed the technique after hundreds of hours of testing, much of it in a shed. Joining the copper or aluminium parts of those systems has traditionally involved high-heat chemical reactions or old-school blowtorches, but both methods carry safety risks. They can also fail and produce high carbon emissions. Their answer is an induction-based process. They use electromagnetic heating rather than an open flame. The duo says that this makes the bonding safer, more consistent and less dependent on operator skill. The idea came to them when they were working on an install in Port Talbot. David James says it became clear to them that there had to be a better way. So, as is traditional for British engineers, the guys headed to the shed. After hours of testing and refining, they took their prototype to Cardiff University. The uni's lab showed the system could handle electrical loads around 3 times stronger than a typical lightning strike, and tests at Swansea University found it could withstand almost 10,000 pounds of physical force without failing. Now the pair hope to commercialise their invention. We'll let you know as soon as it hits the market. And speaking of innovative electrical installation, check out the seriously flexible and smoothly illuminated neon LED lighting from UltraLED, perfect for extremely tight spaces with a dot-free seamless glow in a huge range of colours and effects, perfect for both outdoor and indoor applications. All this, and it's incredibly quick to install with their Quick Connect system. You know where to find the link. An electrician has sparked an outpouring of woe after starting a social media post about the worst day he's ever had on the tools. The poster confessed to Reddit that he once blew up a lighting control panel and tripped a 4,000 amp main, thereby taking out power for no fewer than 5 businesses. A Canadian installer revealed that he once shut down BlackBerry's mobile phone and data service across Canada for half an hour. He was in a crowded server room on top of the racks when his foot accidentally kicked out a plug, and that plug controlled crucial network switches. One spark recalled how a substation exploded, sending hot oil onto everyone in the vicinity, and another confessed to working live on metal-clad cable after failing to find the relevant breaker. He had the metal-clad cable in one hand and a snap-on connector in the other. In the act of pushing the connector in, one of the prongs pierced the conductor and the full voltage for a commercial lighting circuit appeared across his chest. He says he gained a new understanding of the meaning of pain. His instinct was to throw himself backwards and howl like a baboon, but he realised he was on a ladder 12 feet above a concrete floor. In the end, after several seconds, he eventually managed to unclench one hand. Many of the posts are a salutary reminder of the dangers of not ensuring isolation. For that reason alone, they're worth reading. I've popped the link in the show notes. What's the worst day you've ever had? Share your story in the comments below. In business news, one of the biggest deals for years has just been signed. Cable giant Prysmian has bought conduit and trunking specialist Atkore for £2.8 billion. The sale will create a one-stop shop for American electrical contractors. The combined company will also be really well placed for the boom in data centres. In promotion news, Sync Energy has unveiled a competition that set the trade abuzz. That's because the top prize, wait for it, is a complete home energy management system. It includes the complete Sync Energy flow all in one system. There's a hybrid inverter, 3 stackable 5.12 kilowatt hour battery modules, an EV charger, AC solar power diverter and circuit protection. It all works together as one intelligent system. The prize is worth a total of over £7,000. Entering is super easy. Simply fill in the entry form on Sync Energy's website. It's open until the end of August and you'll need to be MCS registered. I've popped a link in the show notes. Metrel is promoting its new MI3136 fast multifunction tester. It supports testing of TT and TN systems, EV charger installs and earthing systems. You can also carry out the required fire safety and maintenance checks. It boasts a 4.3-inch high-res colour touchscreen and automated test routines, as well as an RCD auto function. The MI3136 has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so you can connect wirelessly with the Metrel cloud. It's also compatible with the popular Metrel ES Manager software for reporting, data storage and managing your tests. But how fast is fast? That was the question that my colleague Rick set out to answer in a dedicated video. I've put a link to that in the show notes. EnviroVent has introduced a new MVHR kit. If you're not familiar with the concept, MVHR stands for Mechanical Ventilation with Heat Recovery. It's a whole house system that continuously extracts stale atmosphere from kitchens and bathrooms, replacing it with fresh, filtered air. It does this while extracting up to 95% of the warmth from the outgoing air. EnviroVent's system is designed for properties with up to 3 bedrooms and a floor area of up to 130 square metres. That's more than enough for most family houses in the country. The kit includes all the components you'll need and more than you'll get with comparable systems. It includes a central heat recovery unit, specialised ducting, filters and all necessary installation fixings. Every component has been selected to support compliance, from the sealant to the 90mm fast-track ducting. EnviroVent also offers a specialist ventilation design service and technical advice to keep you on track. Xpelair by Dimplex is giving installers plenty of choice with its Simply Silent C4 range of 100mm extractor fans. The range includes standard, timer, pull cord and humidistat controlled options, so there's a version to suit everything from straightforward bathroom ventilation to more automatic moisture control. They're designed to tackle humidity, condensation and odours in bathrooms, shower rooms, cloakrooms and toilets, while Xpelair's Ghost Air movement technology keeps noise to a minimum. Installation flexibility is another big plus, with the fans suitable for wall, ceiling, panel and window fitting, and to make life easier on site, every model comes with both round and square covers in the box, giving installers more choice without needing extra accessories. There are also continuous running DMEV versions in the range, including a salve option, giving installers a quieter, more flexible solution for applications where continuous ventilation or extra low voltage operation is required. Manrose has added a more design-led option to its ventilation range with a new black-tiled fan aimed at modern bathrooms and WCs, where a traditional white grille might look a little out of place. Behind the black tiled fascia, it delivers an extraction rate of 75 cubic meters per hour while keeping noise levels low and power consumption to a maximum of just 16 watts. It's designed for wall and panel mounting with different versions available, including a timer option, giving installers a bit of flexibility depending on the job. Manrose has also built in a few installer-friendly touches, including an integral backdraft shutter, durable thermoplastic construction, and a long-life motor warranted for at least 30,000 hours. So if black is the new white in the bathroom, Manrose has clearly got the memo. Now, how about this for a bright idea? It's the Paul Russell's Lamp of the Week. This week we've got a candle-shaped LED with a small Edison screw base. It's got a helter-skelter helix filament and tinted glass. It has a super warm colour temperature of 1800 Kelvin and it's dimmable. It gives out 135 lumens and has a rated lifetime of 15,000 hours. You can see the full range of lamps at paulrussells.com. Now, it's that great moment where we get to celebrate the sterling work being done by the next generation. Our Learner of the Week slot is brought to you by XS Training with their online electrical courses for beginners and experienced sparks, covering inspection and testing, solar, battery storage, EV charging, and their specialism NVQs and AM2 online prep. Our Learner of the Week this time is Darcy Camsell of Macclesfield College. Darcy has just completed his level 3 and secured an apprenticeship with Barlow's UK. What really stands out is Darcy's approach to making himself as employable as possible. He has showcased on LinkedIn the additional certifications and achievements he's worked hard to gain, including health and safety, first aid, fire safety training, his ECS card, and passing his driving test. These extra qualifications demonstrate his commitment to the industry and his willingness to go above and beyond what's required. I'm sure this dedication played a part in getting him such a sought-after apprenticeship with Barlow's. We think Darcy is an excellent example of how investing in your own development, both inside and outside the classroom, can open doors to fantastic career opportunities. Congratulations, Darcy, on being the eFIXX Learner of the Week in association with XS Training. We wish you well in your career. And now, to the lighter side of the electrical news. Yes, it's time for a tea break with Quickwire and its range of incredibly rapid electrical connectors. An electrician in America has been falsely accused of being a spy. His van featured in a viral TikTok video which falsely described it as a secret FBI vehicle. Ryan Leller of Cloud City Electric in Portland, Oregon, says the post resulted in a deluge of unwelcome attention and harassment for his contracting business. He's got phone calls from strangers, and one TikToker even drove to his home. Leller has now filed a complaint with TikTok. He insists the only intelligence gathering he does is asking, where's the consumer unit? That's the lighter side of the news in our tea break with Quickwire and their range of incredibly rapid electrical connectors. Click the link in the description to check them out for yourself. Now, just before we get to your favourite bit of the show where I reveal last week's challenge words and winners, we want to thank our premium partner. We couldn't make the news without you. The best thing to come out of Yorkshire since stainless steel, the home of EV Ultra and other groundbreaking and quality products, it's Doncaster Cables. Click the links in the show notes to find out more about this great brand. If you think you know the words I've smuggled into this week's show, pop your guess into the comments. We'll take all the correct guesses and select one at random to be the winner of an eFIXX goodie bag prize. Answers submitted after midnight on the Wednesday after release will not be entered into the draw. Now let's reveal the winners of last week's challenge word competition. Last week's words were jalfrezi and sparrowhawk, and the first person to come out of our electronic hat was Sam Cooper 386. So well done to you, Sam. Make sure you click the get involved link in the show notes to claim your prize. And now it's time for this week's weather from Joe 3PO and Foxy SS.
Well, we've had one of the hottest and driest spells of the year, and if you were anywhere near your phone on Saturday afternoon, chances are it nearly jumped out of your hand. That government emergency alert about the wildfire risk certainly caught me off guard. It just shows how dry things have become. The government was asking people to avoid barbecues, open fires and anything that could spark a wildfire. So is there some relief on the way? Well, the good news is yes. Next week finally brings a welcome change. But before we get into the forecast, this week's featured Fox ESS installer is Wave Renewables in Norfolk. Wave Renewables specialise in solar PV, battery storage and EV charging installations, helping homeowners and businesses make the most of renewable energy. And for this week's solar barometer, we're heading to Walton Road in Walnut Tree. It's a road full of modern detached homes with generously pitched roofs, many of which are perfectly suited for solar. There's still plenty of opportunities for installers in this area. Okay, so onto the forecast, and Tuesday sees the weather beginning to change as temperatures ease back and cloud increases across much of the country. There will be sunny spells, but scattered showers will also develop. Wednesday continues with a mixture of sunshine and showers, and it will feel noticeably fresher. If you're working in a loft next week, you'll probably be breathing a sigh of relief. Thursday and Friday bring fairly typical August weather, so expect a mix of cloud, sunshine and the odd showers, with temperatures generally sitting between 18 and 22 degrees. Looking ahead to the weekend, the outlook becomes a little more encouraging. Current forecast suggests longer sunny spells returning for many areas, with just the chance of an isolated shower. So after weeks of relentless heat, next week finally delivers what many of us have been hoping for: cooler temperatures, some much needed rain and still enough sunshine for a respectable week of solar generation, hopefully without any more emergency alerts going off while I'm trying to buy a packet of AA batteries.
Thanks for that update, Joe. Thanks for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly in association with Shelly, helping electricians offer smarter buildings and better energy management. Shelly's range of smart relays, sensors and control devices makes it easy to add automation without the cost and disruption of rewiring. Thanks for listening, and until next time, have a great week. Stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque calibrated arm.